Jolly good. Where's Gary, the plumber? Gary, are you the plumber down here?
He is, yeah.
Just amazed to see you got the right fucking day and turned up on time, to be honest, which is
busy, innit?
busy. Bollocks. It's not. So I'll just tell you this little bit before bringing the next act on. I retired in 2023, which was great. And like so for the past, I think I've got this about 18 months now. I've been spending 24/7 with my wife, which is anyone else go through that?
Yeah. Bring out.
How do you know my wife? And we've just got to that stage, you know, the sort of irritating stage, and it's nothing major, just little things like her breathing, and we'll be out in the car and we'll come up to a T-junction and I want to turn right and I'll say, is it safe to go? And she'll go, yeah, and as I'm pulling out I'll get, if you're quick. But what I found over the last 18 months is we seem to be spending a ridiculous amount of time at the fucking local garden centre. It's just so much so. We go to Highfields at Whitminster, and I've got a loyalty card from them now. And we went there in August, and I just gave them the loyalty card as we were having a coffee. And she said, "Oh, congratulations." What do you mean? She was like, "I've just processed your loyalty card, and it's your birthday today, isn't it?" I went, "Yeah, and?" "Well, that's lucky, isn't it?" I said, "No, it isn't." I said, "Because it's just another year fucking closer to death, to be quite honest." She said, "Well, no," she said, "because now you qualify for one of our senior citizens discount cards." And I was thinking, just fucking shoot me now, please. I said, "Have I got to pay for it?" She said, no, they're free. I said, "Okay, I'll have it." I said, "What are the main benefits?" She said, "Well, you get 40% off a roast lunch." Okay, I thought, okay, I'll have it. So I take the card and I went back and I'm speaking to my wife. She said, "What have you got there?" I said, "Well, it's a senior citizen discount card." She said, "What are the benefits?" I said, "Well, we get 40% off a roast lunch." "Have you looked at the terms?" I said, "No." She said, "Well, have a look at the terms on the back." So I turned the card over and she was right. You do get 40% off a roast lunch, served every Monday between 9:30 and 11 o'clock. And I thought, who the fuck eats a roast lunch on a Monday between 9:30 and 11?
Me.
And since last August, I have been. And I was all right when I got to 50. I was all right when I got to 50, because what happens at 50 through the post, you just get free life assurance. Things change when you get to 60. Funeral plans, right? That's what I've been bombarded with. And I knew a little bit about funeral plans because when my mum died in 2019, she had one with the co-op. And as a last surviving son, I had to go and sort it out. And I went in and the lady said, "Oh, sit down." I said, "I've come to sort out my mother's funeral plan." She said, "No, that's fine." She said, "How old are you?" I said, 63. "Why? What's that got to do with it?" "Well, have you got a funeral plan?" I went, "No." "Well, at your age you should, because you could go at any time." She said, "Do you know what it entails?" I said, "Well, roughly." She said, "Well, look, if you basically give us £2,000 today, you can plan the whole thing." She said, "You can decide whether you're going to be cremated or buried, you can decide where you want the wake, you could put some money over the bar, you could decide what food you want, you could tell people they want fancy dress or anything, you could have a band, you could have whatever you want, you can have." And we had a conversation for about 10 minutes, and I've got to be honest, at the end of it, I was looking forward to my own fucking death. But Mum did die in 2019, and she had dementia, and I think we saw the signs, and she used to say to me, "I've never seen you do comedy, but will you talk about me and this disease?" I said, "Well, it's not really appropriate." She said, "Well, go on, because there's been so much that has happened, and you know, I'm sure people would appreciate it. So if you don't laugh at any of this, you're all going to hell. And if I'm sure there's people in here that know either, you know, you might have your own family suffering with dementia, or you might know dementia sufferers. But if you don't know, there's 3 traits that dementia sufferers have. They tend to be paranoid. And Mum used to think people were living in a loft. They tend to lose things like keys and credit cards, and they tend to wander. And Mum did all of those 3 things, and she wandered for the last time in September 2019. And I got a phone call from a neighbour to say, your mum's wandered again, and we haven't been able to stop her this time. So I phoned the police, and to be fair, Gloucester police were brilliant. They picked her up within 30 minutes, took her to hospital. And on the Monday, I got a call from Sergeant Davis to say, I'm your mum's safety person, and I need to meet you, and I need to go and see if she's all right. I said, no, that's fine. So on the Tuesday, we go to Gloucester Hospital. It's September. It's about 6:30. And we're walking up to the ward. And I said, how long have you been in the police? He said, oh, about 20 years. I said, how long have you been doing this sort of safety thing with dementia people? He said, only about 3 or 4 months. I said, okay, word of advice, don't believe a fucking word she says, right? So we got up to the ward 8, and there's about 6 people in the room, very subdued atmosphere, exactly like this tonight. And these people have got their family and friends around them, and they're all having the conversation. I walk in, and Mum's in the first bed. I said, all right, Mum? Mm-hmm. I said, this is PC Davis. And straight away she went, have you come to arrest me? And he's like, no, Jean, I haven't come to arrest you. And she's like, well, have you come to arrest Nicholas? And he said, no, why would I arrest Nicholas? And she said, he's only just come out of prison. And this copper looked at me. I said, I said, no, remember what I said? Don't believe any. Oh, okay. And then she said, because of course he murdered his brother. And he looked at me again. I said, no, Mum, if you remember, Tim died in 2009. He was only 47. He had ischemic heart disease. Can you remember that? You played the organ at his funeral, which she did. She just said, well, you would say that, wouldn't you? You'd say anything to get out of it. I said, well, no, that's because it's fucking true. By now, everyone else has stopped talking because they wanted to hear what she was going to say next. And about 5 minutes went by, and she came out with, and of course he made me have sex with him before we were married. This woman in this bed across, she went, that is disgusting. I said, it didn't happen, did it? Look at her, she's clearly not well. I grabbed the pillow, I said, look, I just cannot deal with this anymore, sorry. We've got to go. And he said, no, that's fine. And we got up to go, and just as we got to the door, and I don't know to this day whether she knew what she was saying or not, but under her breath, but loud enough for us to hear, she just went, it's that poor dog I feel sorry for. And we got outside, and this policeman looked at me, and he said, you all right? I said, yeah, I'm used to it. I said, you know, are you all right? He went, yeah. He said, that's pretty harrowing, though, some of the stuff she was saying. I said, yeah, I know, that's just how it is. And then he said, I do need to ask you a question. I said, well, I haven't been in prison, and I didn't kill my brother. He was like, no, not that, but have you got a dog? So, I had to say, yeah, as it happens, I do. And he fucking looked at me and said, oh, right, so that bit was true then. I thought, oh. And that is a true story, and I'll tell that every gig, so thanks for listening. Listen, are you ready for your final act of the evening? Yay! So, I've only known this, well, he is young compared to me. I've only known him for about 18 months, and he did his first gig for me at a horrible pub in Gloucester, the Avenue, and it was a right battle. It was Christmas, it was vile, but since then he's just worked tirelessly. I love him, I think he's brilliant. Please make him very welcome, Kevin Daniel.
How are you? You alright? I don't know if if you know the job of an MC at a comedy gig, what his job is to liven up the audience, lighten the mood, get the acts all ready for the thing. Let's talk about dementia, death, the early demise of my young brother. You know, that's... Cheers, Nick. That's fucking really sorted out the old... Hey, comedy, yeah! How you doing, mate? Is it me, Hal? Is that where I am?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is it? It's fucking... I mean, it's miles from anywhere, isn't it? Let's be honest. You know, I put it in the sat-nav on the way here and it just went, are you sure? You know, have you packed? I'm too far away. Can I come among you? I'm too far away. Excuse me, I'm going to come among you. I'm going to come among you. It's too far away. Is that better? Is that alright? That's better, isn't it? I feel like I'm too far away up there and I can't see you and I wanted to come among. It's weird, isn't it? I love this. It's mad. It's like, you know... Is there any committee members in for this place? Village Hall committee members? Come on! Love you! Any Scottish committee members? No, any Scottish committee? Look at you, you're sure about that, aren't you? No, I've fucking checked, mate. No, we don't let the Scottish ones in, we've checked. No, we don't let them in, they're not allowed to breed, nothing, we've killed them all. I love you, you're a right cheery fucker, aren't you? What's your name? Don't be shy now, you've opened your mouth. No, fuck off, don't start now. Don't start pointing at me like a prick. What's your name? Mike, everybody say hi, Mike. How long you been the kind of spokesman for the group, Mike?
Forever.
Forever? Yeah. Maybe we need a new plan, Mike, I think, maybe, you know what I mean? So yeah, committee lady, lovely committee lady, yes. There's no Scottish people in charge of the committee or anything like that, no? Because it's like, you know, shall we decorate the hall? Yeah, I've got some bunting and some old lights for Christmas last year, you know. We don't spend any money, whatever you do. What about a bar? We need a bar, mate. People will come, we need a bar. That's alright, I've got a few old pallets I'll knock up into something.